Shadowing. My name is Kenwen and I play both the piano and the violin. I aspire to someday be a doctor and my favorite subject is calculus. My mom and dad are tiger parents who won't let me go to sleepover, but they make up for it by serving my favorite meal every single day. Race. And I'm a really bad driver. So much question for you is how long did it take you to figure out I was joking? As you probably guessed, today I'm going to talk about race. And I start by sharing my story of growing up Asian American. I moved to the United States when I was 2 years old. So almost my entire life has been a blend of two cultures. I ate pasta with chopsticks and I'm addicted to orange chicken and my childhood hero was Yao Ming. But having grown up in North Dakota, South Dakota and Idaho on states with incredible little racial diversity, it was difficult to reconcile my so-called exotic Chinese heritage with my mainstream American self. And just being the only Asian in the room, I was self-conscious at the first thing people noticed about me was that I wasn't white. And as a child, I quickly began to realize that I had two options in front of me: conform to the stereotype that was expected of me, or conformed to the whiteness that surrounded me. There was no in between. For me, this meant that I always felt self-conscious about being good at math, because people would say it was because I was Asian, not because I actually worked hard. It meant that whenever a boy asked me out, it was because he had the yellow fever, and not because he actually liked me. It meant that for the longest time, my identity had formed around the fact that I was different, and I thought that being Asian was the only special thing about me. This fact was emphasized by the places where I lived. Don't get me wrong. Only a small percentage of people was actually racist, or even borderline racist. But the vast majority was a little bit clueless. Now I know you're probably thinking, what's the difference? Well, here is an example. Not racist can sound like I'm white and you're not. Racist can sound like I'm white, you're not, and that makes me better than you. But clueless sounds like I'm white, you're not, and I don't know how to deal with that. Now, I don't doubt for a second that these clueless people are still nice individuals with great intentions, but they do ask some questions that become pretty annoying after a while. Here are a few examples. You're Chinese? Oh my goodness, I have a Chinese friend. Do you know him? No, I don't know him. Because contrary to your unrealistic expectations, I do not know every single one of the 1.35 million Chinese people who live on planet Earth. People also tend to ask, where does your name come from? And I really don't know how to answer that. So I usually stick to the truth. My parents gave it to me. Where does your name come from? Don't even get me started on how many times people have confused me with a different Asian person. One time someone came up to me and said, Angie, I love your artwork, and I was super confused, so I just thanked them and walked away. But out all the questions, my favorite one is still the classic "Where are you from?" because I lived in quite a few places, so this is how the conversation usually goes. Where you from? Oh, I'm from Boise, Idaho. I see, but where you really from? I mean, I lived in South Dakota for a while. Okay, what about before that? I mean, I lived in North Dakota. Okay, I'm just going to cut straight to the chase here. I guess what I'm saying is, have you ever lived anywhere far from here, where people talk a little differently? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes, I have. I used to live in Texas.